that can set up now for the DPS tools of the Zion, the Cassiopeia, whereas an MKOI side, some side lane, that can be answered here with the Rise, but definitely wanting to play that front to back with Elyoya threatening on the flank.
Waiting for the minions to at least push up as far as they can so they don't see him early. Jojo without that flash from Razork into the point and click stun. It's done. First blood. Fnatic. Especially if it's an early level 6, you catch somebody off guard with an early ultimate. But now it's MKOI invading the jungle. Razork trying to clear his blue buff here, as now it's a flash engage. Razork, remember, he already used his flash to make the play earlier, but now Jojo gets his revenge. MKOI, nice, seizing the opportunity there. Ward dropped in the dragon pit there from Fnatic, just to keep an eye on it, just to make sure they're not going to try to sneak that one away after seeing Razork show up down here, but instead it's the mid lane. That's your target. Beautifully done from Elyoya and Alvaro to set it up for Jojo to knock it down. Kill number 2 for the Rise, as Mickey X wanted to try to get something back here with his Alistar, but he just doesn't have the chance to do it. And here's the thing, Dagda. Yep, they put the ward in the dragon pit. Yep, they know that MKOI's taking it. Nope, they have nothing to say about it because their mid laner is dead. He's just making his way back out onto the map right now, and Jojo and Elyoya have plenty of damage to be able to secure this first objective. So that one's done. And nicely on top of that, if you note in the top left, it's still 50 seconds until the Void Grubs spawn. So
yeah, Fnatic really want to try and break this, but MKOI in a good spot will push mid and top, and they're going to start up the objective. At least get one. Looks like they don't want to contest for more.
First grub already secured there with the smite, and now they're going to go in. Supreme display of talent onto Mickey. He's already down. Feet of Warfare claimed by MKOI. Razork wants to get away, but here comes the Realm Warp to seal his fate. He'll warp straight into the grave. It's a double kill for the Zeri, for Supa. It's a 4-1 game with a 2,000 gold lead in every single grub.
Fight them. MKOI get pushed mid. Jojo's able to isolate Upset from being able to join in the fight, and in a 3v4, MKOI take down Fnatic.
This is a rough game state here for Fnatic now. Hex flash over the wall though from Mickey. Here comes your Grand Starfall from Razork. Supa's gonna die for sure. Shut down for Razork means Fnatic at least gets something back there to staunch the bleeding.
Yeah, still, the kill going to Razork isn't ideal. They would have liked to have given that to Oscar and to try and have something, but Mickey gone too far forward.
Yeah, Mickey very far forward into enemy territory. The Alistar's got to be careful here. Elyoya does a lot of damage on this Kiana. Oscar returning a little bit of fire, just trying to create an escape route here for his support. But now Oscar locked down. Jojo cannot arrive in time, however. No flash available on that Rise to try to get in there for the extra damage. Mickey down to 50 HP. Brother, you have got to get out of here. Practically double stacked wave into the turret here, into the tier 1. Wants to get this first plate. Does a lot of damage to Oscar, but now got to be a little bit careful. Here's public execution. Jojo taking a ton of damage from the initial Ambessa burst. Teleport coming in to try to save Jojo, but he cannot stay alive long enough. Nice pickup there from Fnatic.
And a much needed pickup for Fnatic. I mean, for Fnatic, they need someone to try and face check up, but I don't know who does.
All right, top side, neither one of these top laners has their teleport available to join the bot side fight, so it is just going to be a 4v4, unless you can try to get Sion out of the lane and use the ulti, but no, the Dragon is already secured.
It does feel a bit bizarre to be trying to play around Poby, though, in this sort of regard, because one of the things I love about Pantheon and Ambessa is that setup, but Mickey wants to be that setup.
Yeah, Mickey trying to set it up for the Cassiopeia, gets trapped in the Rune Prison here, as Jojo wants to buy a little time with the phase rush. Elyoya's coming around from the side. Jojo wanted to use the Realm Warp to get away, but he's trapped in the Petrifying Gaze. Redemption coming down, but Jojo is already dead. Elyoya cannot arrive in time. Nicely done from Fnatic to get another pick onto Jojo. That's 3 of their 4 kills. Supa on that Zeri like you're talking about. 700 ahead of Upset. The Rift Herald has spawned, and neither side wants to let the other one have it, but it is Fnatic first to the scene. They've got it down to about half HP already. Oscar in here off to the side. Elyoya looking to distract him, as now MKOI wants to move forward. Fnatic all grouped up around the pit. Alvaro going in here with a quickness, as immediately Razork gonna lose about half HP, but now Alvaro is all trapped up. It's the first kill going over to Fnatic. Razork still low, but he ain't dead yet. Supreme display of talent, gonna find multiple targets here, but everybody on Fnatic still hanging on for now. Finally, Razork is going to die. Upset and Poby still staying alive for now, as Oscar is down to 200 HP. MKOI are cutting off the escapes, and they are cutting off the hopes of Fnatic. Upset and Mickey trying to get themselves away back through the tribe rush. Elyoya and Jojo on the chase. Mickey with the flash over the wall, but Supa is ready to tumble right after him. Upset, the last man standing. He's gonna summon up the Herald to try to get away. Maybe try to take the taxi home. A little bit more damage might just be able to stop him, but no. Upset will use the Herald to be the only man on Fnatic who survived.
MKOI played that fight so incredibly well, but Razork finds Elyoya.
Yeah, Elyoya Elyoya sticking around a little bit too long, perhaps. Dodges the Comet Spear there. Largest it's been all game, up to almost 3,500 as the Herald makes a very long walk back down the top lane. And this could be a very long journey back to the fountain, although it might actually be for MKOI as Fnatic is ready to try to punish this invade. Alvaro first to die as Mirwin now locked up by the Blade Caller, and it looks like he's got nowhere to go but a gray screen. Does try to pop the ulti there, is interrupted by Mickey X, and Fnatic continue the chase after the Scion. He's pretty tanky, but surely they're able to catch up to him here. Decimating Smash to try to make a little bit of extra distance, but no, it's Headbutt Pulverize, and with a shutdown going over to Upset, that's exactly what Fnatic was hoping for.
MKOI just tossed that gold lead out the window to spawn. That was halving their gold lead just immediately off a bad play.
Oh, but the lightning crash, it's gonna be Mickey X the target now as Razork immediately gives his life over right next to it. Fnatic, they get an amazing punish. They force MKOI into a bad spot after MKOI wanted to get more in their own jungle, but then Fnatic is possessed by the same greed. They invade the MKOI jungle, they get caught out, and the damage is just massive. Now this dragon that you're talking about that could have been some breaks slammed on the soul stacking instead is just one step closer to MKOI securing a very early soul.
Lars, what in the name of God is going on?
This is a bit of a crazy game, my friend. We've got 18 kills in 18 minutes, but every objective sans the Herald has gone to MKOI.
And as you say, MKOI is still in a very strong position. They're now getting access to this bottom side and starting to crack open the turrets in their favor. And with Jojo having this lead,
Poby's Cassiopeia, 4 stacks on his Rod of Ages, fully charged Seraph's Embrace. Over on the other side, it is 8 stacks for Jojo's Rise on his Roa, as Elyoya with a supreme display of talent right back into the wall. Razork thought he was fighting for a red buff. He was fighting for his life, and he'll lose that fight. MKOI, they take away the enemy jungler from the map for the next 27 seconds, and now they'll just easily rotate up towards that top lane, take down the remaining tier 1 turret from Fnatic, pick a couple of flower petals along the way. They'll place him on the grave of Razork, and they'll celebrate a 5,500 gold lead. But it's really jungle and AD carry where the 2 largest advantages find themselves. Elyoya sidestepping out of the way of the public execution, and with Ambessa not able to join up. And the same type of objective for y'all in the LEC that has been for us in the LTA throughout the year, which is if he survives until 21 minutes without somebody trying to attack him, it's pretty surprising.
Which is kind of rude if you think about it. You know?
He's just not welcome on the Rift, except this time around, because they got the free pick right beforehand, there's just no way for Fnatic to try to challenge, escape another death at the hands of the supreme display of talent. But the problem is, Dagda and Rod, fully charged, fully stacked, still 2 stacks to go on the Rod of Ages for Poby. And this is what I was talking about earlier, the difference in completing that in time. Razor going for the flash engage there onto Supa, who makes the distance and gets away. Supreme display of talent, not gonna get a whole lot, but Alvaro's got the quickness to start the fight off in earnest as Oscar's already down. Mickey's struck alone in the backside of the enemy lines as Poby's gonna be melted by Elyoya. Razor can't stand any longer either, and Fnatic fall to pieces again. It's only Upset left alive. Try as he might, he can't win the fight. Fnatic are gonna find themselves aced before the Dragon Soul, and MKOI have got this one all sewed up.
Fnatic are just too far behind when it comes to the gold. Even if you're not getting full value from the ultis, Alvaro sets up that engage, sets up the turnaround, and MKOI sweeping through Fnatic.
MKOI, they get themselves their clean ace. I could see the desperation. And let's take another look here. Just trying to play for the 2% chance because otherwise it's a 1, right? And now
where does
Oscar
health bar go?
Yeah, I don't think this Ambessa is long for this world. That is not Ambessa from Arcane, my friend. That one is, that one's out of here.
Well, to be fair, Arcane didn't go too well for her either. You know,
okay, all right, you got me there. Sorry for anybody who hasn't watched it yet. I guess that might be a possibly inferable spoil. Elyoya and Supa to kill the Baron off. Mirwin and Jojo can just cover these flanks, make sure nobody from Fnatic can approach.
But here we go, one more play. Can Fnatic do it?
Well, there's already a ward right where the unsealed teleport was coming in from Mickey. Jojo flashes to the other side, but Mickey's ready to flash after him. Alvaro coming in to cover for his mid laner as Jojo is still alive now. Fnatic continue trying to press the assault, but now Mirwin is charging in from behind. A supreme display of talent right back into the wall. Fnatic tried, Fnatic died. There's no way to stop MKOI now. Oscar Rinnan's the only one standing. It's a double kill for Elyoya there. An ace apiece to end the game, 24-7 with an 18,000 gold lead. What'll be a 20,000 gold lead, I would have to think, by the end of this one. We'll see if those towers give it to us. It'll be just shy, but it won't matter. 27 minutes into the game, MKOI slam game number 1.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.